Hello, welcome back to Journey on 64 Squares. In today's video, we will be taking a look at another really important concept in the king and pawn endgames. This is the second episode in our series about king and pawn endgames, and that concept is called the rule of square. First, we will take a look at this position, which we will use as an example to learn about the rule of square. In this position, it's white's turn. And should this position be a win for white or draw? While in this position, white is completely winning simply by pushing the pawn to h7, and black is not in time to stop him, and white is making a queen, and white will win the game. But in this position, it's easy to see that h7 is winning, but in some other cases, it won't be as easy as it is here. So that is why we should learn the rule of square. If we want to learn the rule of square, first thing we need to do is to make a square, and we will do it by making a line from our pawn to his promotion square. In this case, it's a line from h6 to h8, then a diagonal line from our pawn to the 8th rank. In this case, it's from h6 to f8, and now we just make a square out of those two lines. And the rule is, if opponent's king can get in our square, then it's a draw. If opponent's king cannot get in the square, then it's winning for us. In this case, black can't get in the square, and that's why we are winning. So let's go to the next position. Here is the next position. In this case, it's black's turn. And should this position be a win for white or a draw? Well, this position is a draw because black can get in the square by playing king f5. And now let's see what is the square of this pawn. First, we make a line here, then we make a line here, and we make a square. And the question is, can black get in the square? And the answer is yes, as we saw, by playing king f5. If we push the pawn, black goes king e6. If we push the pawn again, black stops us and makes a draw because he takes our pawn. So these two positions were relatively easy. Now let's go to the last position, which is a bit more complicated one. So here is the last position for today. It's white's turn, and should this position be a win for white, a win for black, or a draw? Well, let's make the squares first. We will make the square for white's pawn first, and this is the square. And now let's make the square for black's pawn. This is the square for black's pawn. White's king is already in the square of black's pawn. So we can try to push the pawn, and black is not in the square, and black can't get in the square, so black can't stop us. Let's say black tries to push the pawn to d2. We'll just play king c2, stopping the pawn. Black goes king c5, trying to maybe get in the square. And now we play f7, and we just promote to a queen and win the game. In this position, it would be very bad if we take this pawn. It would be a blunder because black can go king d6, and now he is in the square of our pawn, and whatever we do, black is just going to take our pawn and end the game as a draw. So this position wasn't really hard, but you need to be really accurate in order to win it. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and we would really appreciate you if you can do it. And give us a feedback in the comment section. And see you in the next video. Goodbye.